discussion of the day was if we weren't here to experience time, but time actually exists. My first reaction, and I think is the correct answer, my opinion of course, is no. Cigarettes. If there's no one here to experience or measure time, essentially invent it, it doesn't really exist. There are things that are happening, and whatever can happen does happen, and whatever can't happen just doesn't happen. I mean, it's probably that black and white as far as across the universe is concerned, and the possibility, like the origins of any possibility. Whatever can happen does. Now, try to break it down in a different way. We're discussing this with some guys at work. So, I say, if there's not us or some other conscious being with the same sort of like for example, our foxes thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. I think yesterday, today, and tomorrow all kind of fall under the same umbrella of now, the moment. It's just, where's the line between the end of yesterday and the beginning of today? I mean, we invented time, so midnight would be today, technically. Like, I have this argument all the time. Once it's midnight, it's tomorrow. If it's Monday and it's 11:59, it's Monday. At 12:00, it's fucking Tuesday. So it's tomorrow, even though people say tonight. So when does yesterday end, tomorrow begin, and when does tomorrow end and the next day begin? We've created these numerical, designations, but what's real is, like I said, the way I try to look at it is, if you think something is real, it's real. If you think something isn't real, it's not. You believe in God, guess what? God exists for you. You believe He doesn't exist, then He doesn't exist for you. Whether He actually, physically, tangibly exists, that's the real question. But I don't think it matters. I think you're as Terence McKenna would put it, the final arbiter of your universe. You are the one who gets the final say as what is and what isn't. So, although I believe that fundamentally maybe time really doesn't exist, it was completely made up by us as people, just grabbing at the nothingness and trying to divide up the moments and seconds and minutes and hours and days and months and years, all according to celestial happenings, the positions of the sun, the position of the earth, the position of us in the solar system and other planets, etc. Things that we can see visually and are consistent. But does it actually mean that there's a time that we are in the year 2016? Like, what does that mean? Our calendar says one number, the Chinese have a different one, the Jews have another one, and these are just the humans. I mean, if we're really talking about it scientifically, the Earth is, 4.5 billion years old. The universe is 14 billion years old. But even that is just, they say they have the Big Bang down to milliseconds, when it happened, how long ago, etc. But that all could be wrong. And that's the beauty of science, is that it's constantly checking itself. I mean, you can also argue, what is the benefit of having time? Well, it's a great benefit. A productive society, and however you want to define productive. Again, every phrase and term can be argued for, against, everything in between. Our current society is dependent on us being in a certain place at certain times, or, daytime is the daytime, the nighttime is the nighttime, the light time and the dark time, etc. So, if I believe time exists, I guess it does. I personally don't, but I also follow time. I don't just show up to work any old time, go to bed any old time. You know, I could. I am free to do that. But I do not because no one else is. Now, do I want to be an individual and do my own thing? Yeah, sure. But, again, it's complex. It's very complex. Or at least, as a human, I think it's complex. Again, another argument for me at the time. And that was a discussion I walked into at the end of the day today. If we're not here to experience time, does it exist? I still say no. I still say it's our construct. We made it up. It's an invention of ours, of sorts. It's, but again, I also believe that if you believe something is real, then it is real. As real as you want it to be. Whether it be God, the tooth fairy, destiny, fate, hope, faith, all these things are dependent on your belief in them. And in a sense, there's some power there. You're believing that you can do something, and then actually doing it, you know, that's where the faith or the belief becomes the reality. And there's the line, there's the blurry line. And time is also one of those things. I think it falls into the same category of if I believe it to be, and it is. If I believe it not to be, it isn't. It's that simple. At the end of the conversation, I think where my point, we had obviously, of course, in those kind of discussions, not went off topic, but you know, it just can become so broad. You have 3, 4, 5 people having this, you know, existential conversation of trying to break down the questions that I'm sure people have been breaking down to certain people. But I think what it boiled down to is like trust. Alan Watts talks about trust. Trusting the universe, trusting people, like you trust your organs. Your heart beats because it beats. Your brain, part of your brain tells your heart to beat and it beats. Your nervous system works, it just works. You don't have to tell it to work, it just works. I don't have to make my eyes see, they see. They're open and they're seeing. My ears are hearing just because they are, because they can, or they will. You can argue the why, but it is happening. I am seeing the road. I'm seeing the sunset. I'm seeing the cars in front of me. I'm hearing the tires on the road. I'm hearing the music. I'm hearing my own voice. It all boils down to what is and what isn't. And that's where the conversation sort of ended. It was like trust in the universe in a sense. Alan Watts talks about it. Trusting, and in a way becoming a passive viewer, just watching and seeing how things play out instead of trying to control them. And I think that's where a lot of our anxiety, I have anxiety, and that's where it comes from. It's just getting a thought in your head and just trying to wrap your hands around it. And sometimes it works in your favor, but I think most times it doesn't. I think most times concepts, death, life and death, and wheres and the whys and the hows, they're not meant for you to get your head around. They are there. Experience them. I'm alive, and one day I will not be alive, and I will not experience them. I guess my fear of death isn't so much that I'm afraid that I will be entrapped in a dark room of nothingness and nowhereness. It's just just being dead, just the coldness of it, being gone, essentially. I'm gone, but the body's left over to rot or be displayed or whatever, and be cold and naked and vulnerable, but you're not going to be able to experience any of those things. You, the me, whatever that is. And I think it's all in the same realm, time, place, and life and death. It's all just this swirling happening that's around us, yet we're trying to understand it, and I think the best way to live, and I try to practice when I'm preaching here, is to expect nothing and accept everything. Don't fight it. Just trust it. I'm here. I'm alive. Maybe we try to look at it from like a gratitude standpoint of gratitude. I'm happy that I had the chance to be here, and I am here, and I can experience all the things that I can experience, pain and pleasure alike. I don't know. It's what do you think? It's just one of those things. You can just go on forever. I can sit here and go and spiral into other topics and other thoughts and ideas. You have your own opinion watching this, or we can have a discussion until we're blue, until the end of time, until we're gone. And will we come to any sort of satisfying answer, or is that just another part of the human condition that we are almost impossible to satisfy? Or is satisfaction just a degree of, like I said, just acceptance? This moment, right now, right here, is what everything is. All that exists is right now, today. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, kind of like I said, all in the same room, same place. And that's it. That's all we have. Worrying about the past or worrying about the future, as hard as it is not to do those things, you shouldn't do them. I shouldn't do them. I do them. I do. I'm, depressed about things that have passed and worried and anxious about things that have yet to come. It's silly, but it's as human as breathing and eating, in a sense. It's silly, and I'm sure over time you break away from those things if you get the chance, if you live long enough. If you get to live long enough to see it through to making peace with everything. That's really, I think, the goal in life, is to make peace with everything and be happy in the moments that you have. The moment you have right now and the moment you're going to have if you get to have it. I don't know. We'll continue another time.